A stunning twist has rocked the world of reality TV. Kirk Frost and young Jock, two Stars fans assumed were inseparable, have had a complete fallout that has shattered their longtime friendship. No one ever expected things to get this bad between them. But the strain that had been building for a while finally erupted in a dramatic and chaotic way. What started as a minor disagreement suddenly snowballed into a major conflict that has left fans, as well as the entertainment world, in total disbelief. The shocking incident unfolded during a well-known industry event. What should have been a casual, friendly chat turned into a fiery argument. Tempers flared, harsh words were exchanged, and before anyone could step in, things got physical. Now, people are asking, how did it come to this? And what does this mean for their personal lives and careers moving forward? The fallout has sparked non-stop discussions online, with social media exploding with theories, opinions, and reactions. Could this really be the end of a friendship that many believed would last forever? To understand how things spiraled so badly, we have to look behind the scenes. Kirk Frost and young Jock have been major figures in reality television for years. Their friendship once seemed rock solid, built on trust, shared experiences, and mutual support. But a small miscommunication during filming has now turned into a full-blown scandal that sent shockwaves through the entertainment community. It all started on what seemed like an ordinary day. The cast was taking a break during filming at what was meant to be a lighthearted event. No one could have guessed that things were about to go completely off the rails. Kirk Frost had already been under serious pressure, both personally and professionally. Media coverage around his relationship with Rashida and ongoing work-related drama had taken a toll on him. Meanwhile, young Jock, always known for being outgoing but sometimes impulsive, was also open about his own challenges in the industry. According to those who were there, it all began when Jock casually commented on Kirk's recent career moves. He questioned why Kirk was still investing so much time in reality TV instead of branching out into more traditional ventures. Though it may have sounded harmless to others, the remark hit a sensitive spot for Kirk, who was already feeling overwhelmed and uncertain. What happened next was a heated exchange. Kirk felt Jock was being disrespectful and trying to bring him down. Jock, on the other hand, refused to stay quiet. The tension built fast. They started throwing insults, and things escalated rapidly. At first, no one thought it would actually get physical, but it did. The tension was unmistakable as the situation quickly spiraled out of control. What began as a simple argument soon escalated into an intense physical confrontation. Before anyone could step in, the two stars were locked in a fierce struggle. The cameras, which had been filming everything, captured the jaw-dropping moment when Kirk pushed Jock, sending him crashing into a nearby table. The crowd watching couldn't believe what they were witnessing, some even backing away in shock. It felt as though the entire foundation of their friendship was collapsing in front of everyone. The fight raged on as both men exchanged punches, their anger clouding their judgment. Security rushed in to separate them, but the damage had already been done. Once the altercation ended, it was clear that the relationship between Kirk and Jock would never be the same again. Fans who had long admired their friendship were left speechless, wondering how two people who once shared laughs and good times on screen could now be fighting off-screen. But the shock didn't end there. What followed was even more unexpected, taking the drama to a whole new level. In the days after the incident, rumors started spreading like wildfire, with media outlets speculating on the reasons behind the fight. Insiders claimed that it wasn't just a disagreement over their careers. According to sources close to both men, there had been unresolved tension brewing for months, a pressure that had been building quietly under the surface, waiting for the right moment to explode. Some pointed to past incidents during filming as signs that things had been strained long before. Others suggested that personal matters, especially family-related issues, had added fuel to the fire. One of the most explosive rumors that surfaced was about a secret business deal that Kirk had allegedly been involved in and hadn't shared with his friends, including Jock. This deal, which some described as a career-changing opportunity for Kirk, was said to be the final straw that broke their friendship. Sources claimed that when Jock found out about the deal, he felt deeply betrayed by Kirk for keeping such important information from him. The trust that had once existed between them was now completely shattered. Meanwhile, Kirk was enraged at how the media was portraying the situation. He took to social media to post a cryptic message. Some people can't handle success, and they'll do anything to tear you down when you're on top. Fans quickly speculated that the message was aimed at Jock. Jock, however, didn't stay silent for long. He posted a video expressing his frustration, clearly emotional, and explained his side of the story. "I've always had his back, but that fight wasn't just about career choices. There's more to it, and Kirk knows it," Jock said. "He chose his ego over our friendship, and that's something I can't forgive." The public feud only intensified the drama, leaving fans of both men divided and unsure of what to believe. The public reaction was divided, with some supporters defending Kirk, arguing that he had been under immense stress and didn't deserve to be treated the way he was. Others sided with Jock, claiming that Kirk had let his success inflate his ego, forgetting the people who had always stood by him from the beginning. The split among fans was evident, with heated debates igniting across social media platforms. But the drama didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, the fallout was also hitting close to home for their families. Kirk's wife, Rashida, was reportedly heartbroken by the incident, not just because it destroyed her husband's bond with Jock, but also due to the way the conflict had escalated. She had always worked hard to keep Kirk grounded, but with fame and constant media scrutiny taking their toll on him, this public dispute now seemed poised to ruin everything they had built together. On the other side, Jock's family had mixed feelings about how things played out. Some of his closest friends and relatives were disappointed, believing that Jock had acted too hastily by addressing the situation publicly rather than dealing with it privately. As the situation continued to unfold, both Kirk and Jock made efforts to salvage their public images. They gave interviews, appeared on talk shows, and tried to present their side of the story. Yet, no matter how much they explained, the damage had already been done. The trust that once defined their friendship was shattered, and no amount of words could undo the pain caused. As weeks passed, it became clear that Kirk and Jock's relationship was beyond repair. They stopped making public appearances together, and their interactions on social media became scarce. What had once been a genuine and strong bond had now turned into a bitter rivalry. Fans were left wondering if these two reality TV stars would ever be able to rebuild what they had lost. The aftermath of the altercation continued to dominate headlines, with more details about their personal lives coming to light. What had initially seemed like a simple argument had uncovered much deeper, unresolved issues between Kirk and Jock, issues that neither man had been willing to confront until it was too late. As the media frenzy around the fight continued to grow, the tension between the two men reached new extremes. Fans who had once seen them as a symbol of friendship now questioned everything they thought they knew about the pair. Behind the headlines, both Kirk and Jock were struggling with the fallout in ways no one had anticipated. The impact wasn't just limited to their careers, it was starting to affect their personal lives, their families, and their reputations in ways that seemed irreversible. In the aftermath of the explosive confrontation, both men tried to repair whatever fragments of their image they could salvage. However, their attempts seemed futile as the damage continued to grow. Despite their efforts, growing rumors about the real cause of their fallout overshadowed everything. While the media initially focused on career-related tensions, whispers of deeper, more personal issues began to emerge. It quickly became apparent that the fight was the result of years of unaddressed resentment and underlying grudges between the two. As speculation swirled, an insider close to both Kirk and Jock revealed shocking details that had never been made public. According to this source, their relationship had been on a rocky path for a while, but the issues they faced went far beyond professional jealousy or career disagreements. The root of their tension lay in their personal lives, particularly how they viewed each other's relationships. While Kirk was dealing with the ups and downs of his marriage to Rashida, Jock was grappling with his own relationship problems. These personal struggles began to drive a wedge between them. One key moment that seemed to ignite the fight occurred months before, during an argument over the role of women in their lives. Jock had always been outspoken about his relationships, frequently flaunting his connections with various women in the public eye. In contrast, Kirk had become more private and protective of his family. This difference in how they approached their personal lives became a point of contention, especially after Jock made a comment about Kirk being too controlled by Rashida. Kirk, who had always tried to maintain a stable family life despite the pressures of fame, was hurt by the remark. It felt like a direct attack on his commitment to his wife, and the comment cut deeper than Jock probably realized. However, it wasn't just this one comment that caused the rift. There had always been an unspoken rivalry between the two, which neither man had ever openly acknowledged. Though it was subtle, the competition between Kirk and Jock had been present throughout their careers. Both had gained fame in the same industry, but while Kirk made his mark in reality TV through his family storylines, Jock focused on his music career. This quiet rivalry played a role in their friendship, with both men constantly trying to one-up each other in various ways. It wasn't just about success, it was about ego. And once that ego was bruised, there was no turning back. As rumors about the deeper issues spread, fans began to question who was truly to blame for the fight. Was it Kirk's fragile ego, unable to take a joke from his friend? Or was it Jock's ongoing need for validation that pushed Kirk to his breaking point? The truth, as often happens in these situations, was likely somewhere in the middle. Both men contributed to the breakdown of their friendship, but it was the buildup of unresolved issues over the years that led to the explosive confrontation. Things took another dramatic turn when both Kirk and Jock began making public statements about the fight, but neither was willing to fully own up to their actions. In interviews, Kirk repeatedly downplayed the physical altercation, calling it a temporary lapse in judgment, and insisting that external pressures had damaged their friendship. Pressures neither of them could control. With so much on the line, it's clear this feud is far from over. Will Kirk and Jock ever reconcile, or is this the final end of their bond? We want to know what you think. Drop a comment below and tell us which side you're on. Do you believe they'll make up, or is this the fight that truly ends their friendship? For good? Make sure to hit that like button if you're following this shocking story and subscribe for more exclusive updates on Kirk, Jock, and all your favorite stars. Stay tuned because there's always more to the story, and we'll keep you updated with all the latest developments.